President of India, our Karnataka government, and multiple NGOs and all have recognized his work, Alhamdulillah. So today on this topic, Indian elections 2024, we will hear from him what all things, his views and all, inshallah. So now without taking much time, I will hand over the mic to Tanveer Bhai. So Tanveer Bhai, welcome to this program.
Shukriya. Assalamu alaikum. I'm not a speaker first and foremost, but shukriya to Solidarity for giving me this opportunity. और जो सब्जेक्ट दिया गया है इंडियन इलेक्शन 2024 बहुत ही वास्ट सब्जेक्ट है, यानी इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा पहलू हैं. what to speak about, what to leave out, we will see in the conversation. But nevertheless, in the parliamentary setup that is there, this election, this coming election 2024 is very important. We have a regime which is trying to get into power for the third time, and it's a regime in the last in the last two terms has done a lot of policies, has things, but by and large, though the Prime Minister claims or says sabka saath, sabka vikas, it has or there have been people in its ranks who have blatantly made statements which are highly Islamophobic. They have had divisive, they have played divisive politics, and which has hurted the whole morale of the community. So in this aspect, this election is very important. It's a party which does not have a single Muslim MP or a minister in their ranks. So in 543 parliamentarians, it has about 337 to its credit, out of which BJP has got 303, and there is no Muslim MP. So in this situation, we as a community, which is about 14.5% in the 2011 census, I'm sure it should be close to about 15 now, if counted. So the proportionate representation of Muslims in parliament should be about 70 plus, so which is not there, and we are just about 27 in parliament. That is as a community. And then if you look at parties, by and large, the Muslim community has stayed away from the current regime. They are not alienated towards the BJP, which is in power, and it's the other UPA or the India bloc, which is termed now, that it aligns more with. So in this whole perspective, as a community, what should we do? What should our role be in occupying the democratic space as citizens of this country? Where do we place ourselves? All these are questions that we have to introspect. The community has to sit down. There has to be a collective consensus, and at every sphere, whether it is in the bureaucracy, whether it is in the judiciary, whether it is in the legislature, whether it is in the media. So how the community integrates into the mainstream is very important, and with a lot of narratives, with a lot of fake news, and with a lot of hate peddling. Recent There was this report. There was this report uh, that the most fake news comes from India. So with this kind, with this scenario, how do we integrate with the mainstream? What is our contribution to the society? How do we uphold the values which are enshrined in the constitution? So there are a lot of spears which can come into this, and this election is very important. We cannot be mute spectators. As citizens, we also have a right to vote, and how we exercise our franchise is very important. Uh, uh, so
Jazakallah, Tanir bhai. You have given some brief about what exactly the elections 2024. So can you just let us know what exactly you have done last year elections, Lok Sabha elections, anything specific you want to share?
see, in Karnataka recently we had elections, and different groups did a lot of things. We had the farmers, we had the Dalit groups which came and took their part. We had the workers union, they contributed. We had groups like the Edelu Karnataka, Bahutva Karnataka, all of this, which were upset with the way things were going in the state. There was a government in the assembly, the previous assembly election.
Okay.
There was a government which was accused to be 40% sarkar. There was a lot of corruption, and there was a lot of hate peddling with hijab, halal, anti-conversion, and multiple things which came, which were not in good taste and not in the spirit of the Sarva Jananga, the Shantiya Tota, which Karnataka is known to be. It's a very peaceful heaven. The culture of people across in South India, it varies a lot from the people in North India. Here, people are more they have a syncretic tradition, and they live in harmony.
Good. Nice. So, yeah.
To add on, even in the previous parliamentary elections, as such, I have engaged myself with various groups. There have been groups like we had a group called the Samvidhana Ulvigagi Karnataka,
Nice.
and
Okay.
we had Jignesh Mevani and Prakash Rai and the likes, and we had stalwarts like H.S. Doraiswamy, A.K. Subaya, under their guidance, where it was about saving the constitution and the constitutional values. And at that time, we had certain parliamentarians who said, we have come to power to change the constitution. So in counter to that, we had we had this movement, and by and large it was against the regime of the time.
सो तनीर भाई, एक बेसिक क्वेश्चन जो हमारे पास यूजुअली डिस्कशन में आता है कि ईवीएम को लेकर, कि ईवीएम जो है हैक हो जाता है, हम जो है क्या वोट करने से क्या फायदा है भाई? आपका क्या व्यू है इसके सिलसिले में ईवीएम को लेकर?
सी, ईवीएम को लेके शक शुबा है. Personally, if you ask me personally, there is that element of doubt which is there, but a lot of developed countries have given up the EVM. Okay. But to change it is a process. It is a process. It is an electoral reform. It is an electoral reform which has to. So it has to be a movement. It has to be a movement. You have to take people into confidence, and this cannot be done at this juncture when your elections are hardly about 2 or 3 months away thing. So it's like at this juncture, what my suggestion to the community is, don't worry about EVM. You cannot change. You cannot change it. You cannot change the process right now. It's a long drawn battle for reforms that can be taken up next. But at the same time, you have to participate. You have to participate in the process. Whatever process is available, you have to participate in that. It's like um, if there is joblessness in the country, so
Yeah.
मैं पढ़ के क्या फायदा, जॉब ही नहीं मिलेगा, तो will you stop studying?
Yes.
So I would take that like that. So it is better you participate, okay?
Yeah.
And at a later juncture, we can look into the reforms of the EVM. So the reforms of the EVM should be like the slip which comes out, that should be physically put into another box and to available to count in case there is some discrepancy.
Yeah, thanks for that answering that EVM related to that, because we have a lot of confusion in the people. लोग जो है डिमोटिवेट हो जाते हैं, अरे ये जीतने के बाद भी क्या होगा. इन जनरल इसी के रिलेटेड एक सवाल है मेरे
नहीं,
जहन में.
गिरते हैं शहसवारी मैदान जंग में. So जीत हार is secondary, but being in the process, exercising your franchise is very important than the result.
तो इसी के रिलेटेड है एक सवाल है कि अब क्या लोगों के अंदर एक सवाल है, अरे बीजेपी जीतेगा, अब मैं वोट कर से क्या फायदा है, मेरा एक वोट क्या करेगा, मेरे घर का एक वोट क्या करेगा. इसके ऊपर आपका क्या कहना है?
एक वोट भी कीमती है. बहुत से बार देखा गया कि there have been candidates who have lost by one vote. Recently in the assembly we had almost about 3-4 candidates who their margin was, one was 16, one was 125, another was 250. So if you look at that is, few votes this way or that way could have changed the whole the election, the nature of the election. So that is a wrong thinking as to mere vote se kya hoga. You never know, and it is going to be a close fight. And this you can look at different blocks. See, like the whole election thing, in India, it's a holistic view. And in Karnataka, you can break it down to the SM at the constituency level, okay, parliamentary constituency level. And there are many constituencies where, looking at the assembly results, it is going to be a very tough fight, provided the contesting parties put up good candidates and they give a good fight.
Thanks.
And they also have to work that way, but it is going to be a very close fight in many constituencies, and each vote matters.
जी, जैसे कि जैसे बोल रहे हैं कि हम डिसअपॉइंट होना ईवीएम को लेकर या पार्टी को, ये सब चीजें नहीं करना चाहिए. वी नीड टू हैव कॉन्फिडेंस. हम जो है, जैसे आप बोल रहे थे कि वी नीड टू स्ट्रगल टू गेट दिस.
नहीं, रिजल्ट जो भी हो, अब एग्जाम लिखते हैं, पास होते हैं, फेल होते हैं, वो रिजल्ट बाद में, बट यू हैव टू हॉल टिकट कलेक्ट करना है जी, एग्जाम जाके लिखना है, बिना इसके फिर बाद में देखेंगे, पास हो गए, पास नहीं तो री एग्जाम, व्हाटएवर, like that process, that is later thought. But sure, right now the biggest challenge for the community, I would say, is enrollment. And
I'll come to that. I mean, regarding that, I mean, enrollment जो भी होगा इंशाल्लाह. अब as a Muslim youth, तो कोई फर्द या एक शख्स बोले कि मेरा क्या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है इलेक्शंस को लेके, एज एन इंडिविजुअल, व्हाट इज दैट यू to all the audience, what do you say as a Muslim youth, as a citizen of India, what is that you have to do?
See, you are living in a country, you are electing leaders who are going to form policies which are going to concern your life. Okay, you had demonetization, for instance, okay, or any other policy. Okay, now somebody is speaking, I may not get too worked up, but somebody is raking up the home minister of India is raked up that I'm going to bring CAA NRC before the elections. Okay, so all these are policy decisions. Okay, why he is saying it at this juncture, why he said it, how we have to react could be another debate, but all these are policies.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so you are electing a government, you are electing people who are going to formulate policies which is going to affect your life, and it is very critical. And if they give good governance, if they are inclusive, if they are for the welfare of thing, then the whole nation will progress, and there will be peace and tranquility everywhere.
इंशाल्लाह, जज़ाकल्लाह. So related to this only, I mean, एक यूथ का क्या इलेक्शन में है? फॉर एग्जांपल लोग जो है बिजी होंगे, तो व्हाट आई वाज थिंकिंग लाइक ड्यूरिंग इलेक्शन और प्री इलेक्शन वो कुछ क्या कर सकता है अपने घर के हद तक, अपने रिलेटिव्स के हद तक, क्या व्हाट इज दैट ही कैन डू? और हर एक आज सोशल मीडिया एक्सेस करते हैं, तो किस तरह उन्होंने अपने आप को हाउ ही हैज टू बिहेव एज एन इंडिविजुअल?
See, the average age of India is 28 years.
Okay.
The average age of India is 28 years. So if you
जी.
take everything, so it is a very young country.
Yeah.
Okay. So youth are a big factor. Okay. And anybody above 18 is a major. He is an eligible person.
Yeah.
Okay. He is a responsible citizen. Okay. So in that respect, how he shapes or what he does with himself, with his society, with his community, it all affects not only him, his family, his state. He will have multiple identities. It will affect the country as well. So as youth, you should be informed. Okay, you should be informed. You should integrate with the society. You should integrate with the society. You should not get ghettoized.
Yeah.
Acha. You should have. You should not get ghettoized. You should integrate with the society. You should. You should know where to get your information. With this information era, there is so much of information, and half the information is of no use or it is false information. Okay.
Yeah.
So you should know how to with the younger generation into social media and all that. You should know what to send out.
Absolutely.
What is the usefulness of
that's
it.
a very, very valid point which you are saying. Like when someone receives something in a WhatsApp or social media without verifying blindly, we have a tendency just to forward. We get emotional. We get some sort of unhappiness, whatever it is. So people forward. So what do you say on that particular thing?
See, it is about how you can handle that situation or what you can do. By mere forwarding a message, if that is going to solve the problem,
no,
it won't. And just by mere forwarding, what is happening off late, we are seeing is there have been people are using social media for fundraising.
Yeah.
Okay, where certain times the fundraisings have overshot the need 10 times.
Oh, yes.
Where people have played with somebody's emotions and thing. Likewise, some sensational news about anything, it could be religion or some human being, something sensational is created, it is posted without verifying. We forward it. We are giving we by forwarding, we are contributing by sharing something which should not be shared. But at the same time, as responsible people, you should verify where it has come from your end, what you can do, if you can take an action, if something is hateful, under what laws you can you can file a case. You should have your connections with the police. You should build that kind of confidence where you should not fear anybody. If you feel something is wrong, something is unconstitutional, you should voice it out. So that is the youth. So he has to be involved and he has to be more responsible.
Yeah, Jazakallah for the answering that question. I mean, इसी के related और एक सवाल भी है कि मैं वोटर आईडी कार्ड आजकल जो है यूजुअली बनाते हैं, अरे क्या वोटर आईडी कार्ड जस्ट फॉर द इलेक्शन के वास्ते ही बनाना है? हमारे पास आता सवाल, क्या फायदा है मेरा वोटर आईडी कार्ड? वोट वोट करने के लिए है, कोई और भी?
It is a valid document. It is a valid ID document which you have, as well as it's a document which uh, destines the future of the country. So you go and vote.
Yeah,
You are electing a government which is going to
from the
make policies, which is going to rule you. So yeah. So and that election card as such, for various policies and various schemes and other things, it works as an identity proof at various places. So it is needed.
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। सो और एक सवाल भी ऐसा इन जनरल लोगों में आता है कि अब इलेक्शन का वक्त है, तो मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? व्हाट इज द प्रोसेस, हाउ कैन आई बी इन्वॉल्व इन दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रोसेस? जैसे कि एनरोलमेंट है, वट एवर एग्जैक्टली, तो आपका क्या इसके पर बनने का है, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली?
As a group in Bangalore for the last 3 months, some of us have been involved in documentation drive, where it was majorly voter ID enrollment. So we have done roughly about 250 camps across Bangalore, and we have, even in other districts, we have trained people on how it has to be done. So in this whole process, the learning has been that many people, in spite of having an assembly election just 6 months ago, many people do not have their documentations in place. Their spellings are not correct. It varies in one document to the other. A lot of people whose names are missing from the voter list. A lot of people whose voter IDs are deleted. So there are multiple things like that. So unless you are in the process, unless your name is there in the voter list, you cannot be a voter. So my thing with youth across Karnataka or anywhere is, you have a moral responsibility locally.
Yeah.
आपको आपका घर, आपका पड़ोस, आपका खानदान, आपका मोहल्ला, that is your moral responsibility. Okay, you cannot expect somebody or some party person from somewhere to come and do it. They will not do it. They will not do it. Trust me. It is a societal issue. It is a community issue. Okay, the community should arise, or that local society should arise, and they should see that people of that place or that community get their documentation. Everybody is enrolled as a voter, and whatever help is needed in that, it's a very the previous process was a lot of paperwork. Now with it's all digitized. You, on a website or on a mobile app, these things can be done. So it's hardly a 1 hour training, and I would suggest the youngsters can pick it up very fast because they are more mobile savvy, and they can help their society, their mohalla, and see that maximum people or everybody in their area gets included in the voter.
Inshallah. That's a nice point. Like as you are saying, like we have mobile app where we can easily for registration and all. So any can you just put for some idea on like what exactly the mobile app? How exactly?
If you go to your mobile thing, there is a Play Store.
Yeah.
Okay. You just click voter helpline. Okay. You download that app.
Achha.
Okay. Anybody can do that, and we have a video. We have a PPT presentation also, which I will share with you. You can share with the entire group, and you create an ID. Okay. Through your mobile number, you create an ID, and OTP is generated. You with the password thing. So once you create an ID, there are certain blocks where it says whether new user and things. So there are certain forms. Okay, there are search options. A lot of people have misplaced their voter ID. They do not know where their voter ID is, or they would have voted recently, or card nahi hai unke paas. So you search and you tell them their EPIC number, and you can download and WhatsApp to them. They can take a printout. in a cyber center. That is as good as a voter ID. So they know where their vote is. And उसके अलावा search option के अलावा there is a form 6 for inclusion. There is a form 7 for deletion. There is a form 8 for correction. So all this is online, and main two things which is needed is you have to be a citizen of India. You should be 18 years and above to vote, to be enrolled in the voter list. But however, the system will generate a voter ID for anybody who is even 17 and a half. Currently, the system is accepting people who are born before October 1st, 2006. The system is accepting. So, उनका card बन जाएगा, but उनका नाम voter enrollment list में only when they turn 18 it comes. So even people who are 17 years, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, I would suggest they also enroll themselves. Okay, because you don't know, an election could be in 2 months or 3 months. By the time election comes, some of them would have turned 18, and there is all the more chances that they can also vote. So two things: one is your age proof, and there are a set of documents which are asked. Aadhaar, if your Aadhaar has got your date of birth correct and your address where you're residing correct, that itself, along with one passport size photo, you can, or on a mobile itself, you can click a photo as equivalent to passport size, not a selfie kind of photo, thing, and you can upload. So these things are there. And for your address proof, you can use various documents: a rental agreement, a gas bill, an electricity bill, and all these things can be used. A bank passbook thing. However, if you have an Aadhaar, any one of these documents. However, if you have an Aadhaar, with your Aadhaar, you can. And your Aadhaar address matches where you are residing, that itself is
sufficient for submitting the document.
Submitting. So however, many people, you will see, like, they would have shifted their residence. In the Aadhaar, there will be a different address, and they will be residing somewhere. For them, they can add these supporting thing. And then there is another column. Suppose somebody is registering and there is an existing family member, father, brother, mother, who has a voter ID, and they have an EPIC number. If you fill that, the chances of your acceptance is faster and easier.
So now the question here is, like, people, like, as you have told, it's a very easy process to just submit the document. They do that. So how much time it will take to get that particular ID card or something, like he can go and vote? Take an example: someone who has already crossed 18 years, he doesn't have an ID card, उसके पास ID card नहीं है. अब कल जाकर वो मोबाइल ऐप डाउनलोड करके सबमिट कर दिया, उसके बाद का क्या, कितने दिन में उसको मिलेगा? इसके बारे में कुछ आपका क्या ख्याल है?
हम जो बहुत से एप्लीकेशन, इलेक्शन कमीशन दिसंबर 9 का एक डेडलाइन सेट किया था. अच्छा. However, the general norm क्या है बोले तो 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks before filing of nomination, you can enroll yourself.
Okay.
The system will work. Till the system is open, you can submit. You can keep submitting.
Sure.
So you will know about that. So the people who we submitted in November and December, almost everybody, barring a few, almost everybody got their voter IDs within a month. So within a month. Yeah, and many people got their physical copies home by post. Some people who did not receive the physical copy by post, we called them, and on their mobile an OTP was generated. Using that OTP, we could download their e-voter ID thing and WhatsApp it to them, and they had to take a printout. And at some places, some people have even taken a printout, laminated, and given it to them. Okay. So in this whole process, there are certain things which are very, very important. Once you submit an application, wherein your photograph should not be blurred, it should be properly cropped. Your shoulders and ears should be visible in the photograph and the document that you're submitting. So all this, and there is a preview. There is a preview once whatever you have filled up. There is a preview. You can go through that, and once the preview you are okay and satisfied that all the information is correct, um, it generates a 22-digit reference ID.
Okay.
That is very, very critical. That is very, very critical. Okay. I would suggest people to not only take a screenshot of it, but also write it down, because many times मोबाइल खराब हो जाता है, मोबाइल
जी।
चोरी हो जाता है.
हाँ।
मैं यहाँ इस कैंप में करी थी,
हाँ।
और ढूंढने नहीं होता.
सही।
So वापस जाके और ढूंढना is a Herculean task. So it is better the person writes down. And also if there are people who are helping out, if you are doing a camp, local कोई कर रहा है, कैंप कर रहा है या कोई हेल्प कर रहा है, वो भी सारे लोगों के लिख के रख ले, यानी नाम, फोन नंबर और ये रेफरेंस नंबर, ये 3 रख लें. So every 15 days we can check the status. What happens is once your reference number is generated, the automatic process is the election commission thing assigns a BLO, block level officer, who has to verify this document and has to give his comments either in yes or no. So once that process cycle, you can see what is happening even by typing in on the reference number where the cycle is. So once the cycle is completed, an epic number is generated. That is as good as your voter ID number.
Yeah. Thanks for, ये जो प्रोसेस जो आप बोले सबमिट करने के बाद रेफरेंस नंबर पर जनरेट होता
ये
है,
रेफरेंस नंबर इकट्ठे करना, रखना, फॉलो अप करना, और जिनका रिजेक्ट हुआ है, वजूहात जान के फिर से उनको अप्लाई करना, दैट इज द टास्क. ओके. What is this effort if it is done collectively? I as an individual have submitted, आया नहीं आया, I'm not even following up, that is different. But as a community, as a society, when we are doing this and we have it and we follow up, the effect will be better. And then if at all there is a hiccup at any place where the BLO or at the system level you are finding hiccups, you can always reach out to different groups. You can reach out to us. There are other groups which are working on the election thing. You can think, or you can tweet to the election commission. So ये सब बहुत चीजें हैं जो कर सकते हैं.
तो इतनी आसानियां बना दी गई कि लाइक कोई बंदा ये कंप्लेंट नहीं कर सकता कि मेरे पास वोटर आईडी कार्ड नहीं है.
नहीं, बहुत से कंप्लेंट ये थे कि मैं 3 बार अप्लाई किया आया नहीं, 4 बार अप्लाई किया आया नहीं. ये बहुत कैंपों में हमने सुना. पर
आप क्या आइडेंटिफाई करें, क्या वो ऐसा जब कोई बंदा आकर ऐसा बोल रहा है आपको कि 3 बार 4 बार अप्लाई किया फिर भी नहीं आया, तो उसका कुछ रूट कॉज कुछ आपको मालूम हुआ क्या इस बारे में?
अब वो डॉक्यूमेंटेशन उस टाइम पे कैसा हुआ, कौन फॉलो अप किए, वो मालूम नहीं. बट अगर इसको पूरा रख के फॉलो अप करके और जो रिजेक्ट होते हैं फिर से उनका अप्लाई करेंगे with valid reason. If somebody is rejected and he's not eligible, then it is genuine. But if he fills all the criteria, सारे criteria वो fill कर रहा है और उसके बावजूद reject हो रहा है, then you can take this matter up. There are multiple mediums now, social media with Twitter. You can tweet to the election commission that this is happening.
Recently, election commission has given this how many number of voters who are of the age from 18 to 19. So मैं देख रहा था like the data is like for Karnataka it is 10 lakh plus 10 lakhs some thousands. So any message for those youngsters? I mean they will be in second PUC degree and they'll be joining. तो आप उनको कुछ मैसेज देना चाहते हैं क्या?
See, it is a personal choice whom anybody wants to vote.
Okay.
It is their personal choice. If you ask me, I will not vote for a divisive party. Okay. The current regime I feel is highly divisive. highly toxic. Okay. Though they make jumlas and statements. Okay. Personally, this is my personal opinion. Okay. I will either they have to mend their ways. They have to mend their ways. They have, and they, being in power, it is their duty to take everybody along.
Yeah.
It is their, it is for them to take us into confidence. There is a lack of trust. Personally, there is a lack of trust.
Okay.
Okay. We saw that with the government in Karnataka also. Okay. The previous government. There was a lack of trust. People would not even approach them. People would not. That also is a wrong thing. So I would suggest that you engage with them. There should be a forum in the community which engages with whoever it is. Okay. Puts across. There should be a channel of discussion. No doubt we may not vote for them. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, personally.
Yeah.
Okay. But like a ruling party, you need a healthy opposition also, which has to be critical. Okay. So that is very important in a democratic space. However, what we saw recently was many parliamentarians got expelled, suspended for some time in hundreds, and then they passed certain bills without any discussion. So all these things, important critical bills, are getting passed without discussions, without deliberation. We had a farmers bill which was without which came, and then there was a 1 year struggle which the farmers did, and then it was taken back. So such kind of decisions, that space, that parliament is for discussion, debate, deliberation, and post that it should come out of dialogue. All policy should come out of dialogue, or not be hatched in some kitchen.
Jazakallah Tanvir bhai. I mean, we are already at 9:44 now. So, Alhamdulillah, lot of participants are watching us and hearing us. So, we'll take questions from the participants now. So, whoever has any questions, they can just type in, or if they raise their hand, inshallah, I will unmute those people also. So I see few questions and few points, and someone has raised hand.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. I mean, for the participants, the question should be very short so that our guests can answer in a while. Yeah. It is Fazan Majid. Yeah, please, Fazan Majid. Yeah.
Amir, what do you think the level of Muslim participation in the elections, that is voter turnout, it hovers around 50%. What might be the causes? That's number one. Then you said Karnataka people are very nice people. No, I consider Karnataka people as to be one of the people who have given Modi a chance last time. Otherwise, if Karnataka would have voted properly, Modi wouldn't have got 25 seats out of 28. That was another question. The other thing is, why?
Yeah.
What can be done, in your opinion? What can be done to increase the voter turnout of Muslims?
Yeah.
See, a lot of people are speaking about increasing the percentage of thing. How it has to be done? There have been certain examples. Mohalla should take responsibility. We have some good examples in Bangalore itself. We have the team in Indranagar, which not just now, for the last 3-4 elections, I know that they have a list of all the people in the area. They make multiple calls to them, morning, afternoon, evening. Job hai vote dalo. They make arrangements for people who cannot travel. They arrange autos. So this is one part of it. Other than this, you have to instill that feeling into the into the public. And that I think so with our engagement recent, where people, majority of times people go to the electoral booth, they don't know where their booth is, the names are missing. So all this preparation has to be done. We have to have volunteers in and youth in different in the mohalla who will take responsibility, who will call people to come out and vote. And we have to clean up our electoral rolls also. We find that there are names which people who are deceased, who are no more, still existing. People who have left the mohalla are not staying, still existing. So they have to be replaced by people who are there. So the whole process of adding new people into the system is one. And engagement with the government, it has to be both sides. The community also should take initiative, and even the current government should have that vision, and it should have an engagement with the community, where the community feels confident to go out and vote. So that also has to take place. And the other question which Fauzan said was 25 to 26, which BJP got. For that, Fauzan bhai, last time what happened was we had an understanding between JDS and Congress, and which the workers are always at loggerhead. So there was a seat understanding. What we saw that when they went to election together, the votes from either party did not translate to the from one party to the other. The JDS vote did not translate into a thing. There is a need for a regional party in Karnataka. There is a big need, but this is not an occasion. That has to evolve. That has to organically involve, inshallah, down the line. I only wish there is a party which takes care of the interest of Karnataka. Now again, recent you would have seen at the Jantar Mantar, where people of the cabinet of Karnataka protested that, what we contribute to the center and what we are getting back from there is disparity in that. So a lot of things are there. Inshallah.
Jazakallah, Nizam. I think there is a question from.
But that number, as you said, 25 last time. The number of seats for BJP will come down this time with the victory of Congress at 136 seats. So I'm seeing that in Bihar again, where they won about 39 out of 40. There again, the numbers of BJP will come down. The numbers will come down even in West Bengal, and even in Maharashtra, where the NDA had done seemingly well. These are 4 states which are very critical. So in these 4 states, I think so the number of BJP can be brought down easily by about 50 seats.
Sure. Jazakallah Tanvir. I mean, there is a hand raised by Ubaidullah Javed Sahab. Yeah, please, Ubaidullah Sahab, आप आगे आपका सवाल कर सकते हैं.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम.
सर, मेरा सवाल यह है, जैसा इलेक्शन स्टार्ट होने का अंदाजा निकल जाता है, जब नोटिफिकेशन होने के बाद में जो वोटर है, वोटर लिस्ट को पहले चेक करना है, क्योंकि इलेक्शन के दिन जिस वोटर लिस्ट से वो जो बीएलओ के पास जो वोटर लिस्ट है, वही वोटर लिस्ट फर्स्ट पोलिंग ऑफिसर के पास है क्या? ये हम लोगों का पहला काम है. ये सबसे पहला काम. 3 कॉपीज लाए रहते उन्होंने, वो 3 कॉपी में एक वोटर लिस्ट बीएलओ के पास रहती है, मौजूद रहती है. वो वोटर लिस्ट के ऊपर वोट किया जा रहा है. हमारे पोलिंग स्टेशन में वही वोटर लिस्ट आई है क्या? सबसे पहली बात ये देखना है. दूसरी बात जो है, जो लोगों का वोटर लिस्ट में नाम ऐड हो गया है, वो किसी न किसी कारण की वजह से अपना आधार कार्ड का एड्रेस वगैरह कुछ चेंज हो गया है, वो अपने पुराने लोकेशन में वो जीना करते रहते हैं. तो वो अभी वोटर लिस्ट में जमाने का काम ये अभी जो प्रेजेंट लोकेशन में वो किए रहते हैं, लेकिन उनका वोट वो पुरानी लिस्ट में जमा रहता है। लेकिन ऐसा इसमें कोई घबराने की कोई बात नहीं है। जो टीम वर्क करने के लोग हैं, ये सभी एक उनको जरा लोकल में वार्ड वाइज या गली गली वाइज, मोहल्ला वाइज, ये सब लोगों के अंदर एक जानकारी देना है। ये मैं एज ए मास्टर ट्रेनर इलेक्शन में वर्क किया था, ये मैं शेयर करना चाहा बस। सर ने अभी
थैंक्स
तक
अ लॉट।
पूरे बातें बहुत अच्छे बताए।
इसमें ये क्या है, वोटर के दिन जो वेबसाइट और जो उनका ऐप रहता है,
जी
उस वो एकदम
स्लो हो जाता
स्लो हो जाता है।
हाँ
तो ये बैकअप कॉपी पहले ही लेके, देर इज अनदर फॉर्मेट, आई एम फॉरगेटिंग, लास्ट टाइम वी हैड इट दैट वे। तो
हाँ
वर्कर्स के पास अगर वो पहले ही पहुंच गया, दे कैन ऑफलाइन ही चेक करके एपिक नंबर से
इस
उनका कहाँ है स्टेशन बता सकते हैं।
जी।
नहीं सर, नहीं सर,
जज़ाकल्लाह।
एक दिन पहले आए रहते हैं ना, वो जो टीम आई रहती है एक दिन पहले। तो एक दिन पहले हमें लोग भी कुछ ना कुछ मेहनत करना है, हमारे वोटर्स पूरे मौजूद हैं क्या नहीं, ये देखना है। अगर उनके पास कोई डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं है, 11 आइटम्स में कोई डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं है, तो चैलेंज वोट भी कर सकते हो। तो इस रूट में हम लोग जा सकते हैं, किसी का वोट जाया नहीं होना है बस।
आई मीन जस्ट इसी के रिलेटेड एक सवाल है तूने भाई, कोई है जो सिटी में नहीं है, फॉर एग्जांपल आई बिलोंग्स टू बेंगलुरु, आई हैव माय वोटर आईडी, आई एम करेंटली नॉट इन बेंगलुरु, समवेयर अदर प्लेस हूँ। सो क्या बोलना चाहते हैं आप, व्हाट इज दैट मैसेज यू वांट टू गिव फॉर दैट टाइप ऑफ पीपल?
See, if you are from Bangalore and you're a resident of Bangalore, you have just gone on a short visit, you are coming back, there is nothing. If you have permanently shifted, आना नहीं है, पहले यहाँ रहते थे, अब मैं शिफ्ट हो गया हूँ, बेहतर है आप पास में हैं, एक ही सिटी में हैं, थोड़ा मशक्कत करके जाके आप वोट डाल देंगे।
जी।
अब बीजापुर शिफ्ट हो गए, बेंगलोर में थे, बीजापुर शिफ्ट हो गए, बीजापुर से वोट डालने के लिए आप नहीं आएंगे। बेहतर है आप आपका वोट यहाँ से डिलीट करके वहां के रोल में ऐड कर लें। और एक और अहम चीज ये है कि इस बार जो है रमजान 11 से 11 या 12 तारीख में शुरू हो जाएगा। गर्मी शिद्दत की रहेगी समर के वजह से
जी।
और रमजान में ये काम करेंगे तो नहीं होगा।
सही।
अच्छा, तो द इलेक्शन नोटिफिकेशन एनी टाइम इट मे कम इन मार्च, मे बी देर इज टाइम, बट वी विल एज अ कम्युनिटी वी विल बी, हम लोग तिलावत में इबादत में ये रहेंगे, वक्त नहीं मिलेगा। ये 25 दिन रमजान से पहले के बहुत ही क्रिटिकल है। मैक्सिमम काम जो भी हो, वो लिस्ट आए, बाद में नोटिफिकेशन आए, इलेक्शन कब आए सेकेंडरी, मैक्सिमम काम इसी 25 दिन में करके खत्म कर देना बेहतर है।
जज़ाकल्लाह। आई मीन मजहर हैंड रेज करे थे, मजहर को अनम्यूट किया हूं मैं। मजहर अनम्यूट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं मजहर को हम लोग। Okay, let's give the option. Azhar had raised. Yeah, Azhar, please go ahead. Because Azhar हाथ उठाए थे जी। जी Azhar.
I'm audible, sir.
Yeah.
First of all, a big thanks to Youth Solidarity for organizing such a very interesting program. I think these sort of programs needs to be held on and off, which will be helpful for all of us. Thank you. And secondly, thank you to our Tanvir Saab for coming and enlightening us on all these major issues, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, my quick 2 submissions are there, sir. First submission is this: there is this speculation, or even it's published in EPW also, that there is this question of missing voter list. Those voters whose already names are there, but yet again due to some or the other reason, their names gets missed, sir. And despite taking many precautions, at the last moment we come to know that such a thing has happened. So in this regard, what steps could be taken? And second is talking from a electoral point of view. Is there no alternative, political party in Karnataka, sir? Right now it seems that we are only dependent upon one party, or maybe somewhere in some constituencies other party. Can we devise of having some alternative, party politics in this regard, sir? Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I also wish there is an alternative, because otherwise we will be taken for granted. Sabr ello hogtare nam kadene bartare. That is the notion which is there. So, but that has to evolve, and that may not happen in a parliament election. It is even tough in an assembly election also. It has to happen at a corporation municipal election. No doubt, if there is a candidate of that stature, just by virtue of his popularity or his influence, he can win an election. If there is somebody, those kind of people can spring a surprise. Otherwise, this is not a time, or there is no scope. I do not see any scope for any other party other than the two national parties which will contest in Karnataka at least. One.
The second question, first question was missing voter.
So the missing voter, what you can do is, one is with your enrollment, with your EPIC numbers. Okay, if you check on the website, you can take a screenshot. You can take a screenshot of what is your part number, electoral thing, and keep it. Okay. With you, and most probably it will not go missing on the day of election. It will not go. And people, मैं पिछली बार वोट किया था, रहेगा बोलकर रहते, so जिनका वोटर आईडी है उन्होंने भी सर्च बाय एपिक नंबर बोल के ऐप में चेक कर ले जाए, or we can have youth sitting down at multiple places and checking people's.
So आप बोलना ये चाह रहे हैं कि हर एक फर्द
वोट
करा है नहीं है लास्ट ईयर,
एक बार चेक कर लो.
So it is everyone's responsibility कि they go back after this, check at your home, आपके वालिदैन, आपके भाई बहन जो भी 18+ हैं, चेक करिए कि आपके घर वालों का वोटर कार्ड है या नहीं है. नहीं रहे तो अभी हमारे पास वक्त है. You have to take the steps.
check करके जब आप इलेक्ट्रल पोर्टल में ये है दिखा रहा है, एक स्क्रीनशॉट ले लीजिए. यू कैन ऑलवेज चैलेंज. यू कैन से जनवरी इष्टने तारीख और फेब्रुवरी इष्ट ನಾನು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು ಮಿಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ बोलके, then you can always challenge later in case your name goes missing.
The next person for like Mazhar bhai, Mazhar, please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. Sir, one question I want to ask you. In the last assembly election, we had the choice to vote for the secular parties, but this coming parliamentary election, we have no choice at all, because the JDS has joined with BJP. Now there is only one option we have. So what to do now?
See, our engagement with the current regime is very important. It should not be limited just up to election. Okay, and मैं जो कहूँगा थोड़ी कड़वी लगेगी, but they also understand that there are different factions. ये ग्रुप गया मिल लिया और एक ग्रुप गई मिल ली उनसे, so they know how to stage manage. So we do not have a collective voice, we do not have a collective leadership. That is our shortcoming. Okay, so I think so the youth should formulate something. We should sit down, we should deliberate whatever policy, even in policies, even in representation, proportionate representation जो बोलते हैं, all these things have to be taken up seriously. There has to be an engagement, there has to be a channel. It need not be just at the election time. So, and there are certain people, like recent I heard one of the ministers, Muslim minister, he said 17 seat मुसलमानों को दे दिए. The fact was that they gave only 15. वो दिए थे 15, but ये बोल रहे हैं 17. I don't know where the other two are. And was 15 में भी 2-3 ऐसे थे where it looked like setting. It looked like setting where the Congress was not serious to win those elections. They did not put up. They did not campaign well, or they did not support those candidates in those constituencies, especially Shigam, where Bomay was contesting. So all these things are there in politics. These are hard realities. We should understand. We should take everything with a pinch of salt and move on.
Jazakallah. I mean, Haris Siddiqui, I'm just unmuting Haris Siddiqui. Yeah, please go ahead, Haris Siddiqui.
थैंक यू हारिस तनवीर साहब दो सवाल आपने कहा कि एंगेजमेंट करंट रजीम के साथ रहना चाहिए और हम नहीं कर पा रहे हैं यहाँ पे मैं आपको याद दिला दूं कि 9 मुस्लिम एमएलए 3 मुस्लिम एमएलसीज और एक राज्यसभा एमपी है मुसलमानों के तो फिर अवाम नास की क्या जरूरत है यहाँ पे नंबर 1 क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 हाल ही में जो वाक़े हुए हैं तौक़ीर रज़ा खान साहब का और मौलाना सलमान अज़हरी साहब का इलेक्शन के करीब हो रहा है इसका क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा और मुसलमानों का रिएक्शन क्या होना चाहिए अगर ये और तेजी आती है इन चीजों में तो थैंक यू
ये इलेक्शन के करीब ऐसे इश्यूज होंगे ही डाइवर्शनरी बहुत ही चीजें होंगी they will want to अब मेरा पर्सनल ये है कि जो उत्तराखंड में भी हुआ it was to instigate it was to get a reaction तो ये as a community जो हम सबर कर रहे हैं this सबर I would take it as positive itself okay not as a weakness but at some day we should know what is happening we should be able to voice out our sabar should people should not mistake as our weakness or timidity one and पहला सवाल क्या था
He was saying we have so many MLCs
we have MLCs couple of people we are in touch but then there has to be a process it has to be a collective process there has to be a periodic schedule यानी every 3 months पे मिलना ही है या 2 months में मिलना ही है एक मीटिंग होनी है whatever issues are there it is addressed it's not like मैं गया मिल लिया या हैरिस भाई गए मिल लिए या कोई और गए मिल लिए you know they have to take us into confidence so one mechanism where an engagement with the community has to be set up
जज़ाकल्लाह सो थिंक अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह जितने जो भी लोग हाथ उठाए थे उनको सबको हम ऑप्शन भी दिए कि वो लोग अपना सवाल कर सके और एग्जैक्ट 1 आवर अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हमारा मुकम्मल हुआ है सो यहाँ पर हमारा इस सेशन को हम कंक्लूड करेंगे तो हम अल्लाह तबारक ताला का शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं कि अल्लाह तबारक ताला हमारे को मौका दिया कि हम एक इस तरह का एक वेबिनार तनवीर साहब आपका भी हम बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं अल्लाह ताला आपको जज़ाए खैर दे कि आप अपने एक्सपीरियंस से शेयर करें किस तरह हम जो है सेंसिटाइज होना चाहिए किस तरह हम अपने आप को जो है आने वाले इलेक्शंस में हाउ वी कैन प्ले एक्टिव रोल इसके बाद
वन माफ करना
जी
वन इज इलेक्टरल पॉलिटिक्स ओके इलेक्शन के हद तक एक दूसरा there are so many movements there are so many issues where we have to engage with the other communities we should understand as Muslims as youth we should understand the demography of our region we should know what is the caste dynamics many times if you look at Karnataka it is not about party it is caste first then party you saw that even in with tall leaders like Shamnur from Congress where community where the caste and community first then the party so these all dynamics are there so there are you also have to maneuver your association like in the old Mysore region the Muslims have always had a very cordial co-living space with the Vakliga both are meat eating communities in the North Karnataka Muslims have peacefully coexisted with the Lingayats. It's their political compulsion that they have chosen a particular party. Okay, and thing. But there are stalwarts, there are icons in Karnataka which we should read about. Baswanna, Kuempu, and all these people, Shishnal Sharif. So there is so much in Karnataka. The syncretic culture in Karnataka is very important, and our engagement with other communities, even our youth, they have to engage with other communities. That is very, very important.
जज़ाकल्लाह जज़ाकल्लाह। सो सामाइन के लिए भी शुक्र अदा करता है कि आप लोग अपना वक्त, रात का ये वक्त निकाल कर हमारे साथ बने रहे। तो इंशाअल्लाह हम देखेंगे फिर और मौके पर कुछ और टॉपिक्स के आपके साथ आएंगे इंशाअल्लाह। तो आपका भी शुक्र अदा करते हैं। जज़ाकल्लाह तन्वीर साहब। अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि।